Alright, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up some onion. So I cut up the onion a little bit different. I cut the ends like this, off of one end like that, and then the other end like this. And then I take this part and I toss this. Absolute goodness. Alright, and so like once I do that, I take off the outer shell, because the outer shell has a part it's hard to eat. Okay, so I'm going to take off the outer shell. And then I have the onion just like this. And then next, I'm just gonna cut them up. I wanna cut it in thin slices. All right, so I'm just gonna go like this. I'm gonna take the onion and I'm going to cut it in thin slices. And I'm just gonna do like this. And this knife is slightly serrated, so I can cut thin slices. All right, I'm just gonna keep on cutting like this. See how thin they're coming off like this? They're like almost paper thin. Absolute goodness, all right? So a couple times you might miss, but you just get back at it and go towards it. You see that? Just keep on slicing it like this. All right. And when it gets hard to handle on one side, what I do is I tend to flip it over and I have a little bit more gripation on it like this. See that? You can continue slicing the onion paper thin or close to paper thin, depends on what type of paper you have. Absolute goodness. So cut that, and then one more slice. Be careful because knives are sharp. Voila. So that's how you cut up the onion, and I'm gonna do it a little bit different. I'm gonna cut them in half moons. All right, so I'm just gonna take the knife and go across all of the circles until I get the half moon thing going on. All right, so I got the half moon, just like that. Absolute goodness. That's how you cut up an onion. All right, absolute goodness. Next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have some garlic. I already have some garlic crushed up a little bit, and I don't mince it. I like the pieces actually to be bigger, so I'm gonna take the garlic and cut it up like this. Absolute goodness. All right, so cut up the garlic. And now I'm ready to cook the bulgogi. Absolute goodness. All right, before I add the bulgogi, I am going to saute the onion. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in the pan that I've been heating up. All right, just put a little bit of oil in the pan. It's pretty hot. All right, so I have the oil in the pan, and I'm gonna take the onion. And I'm just gonna place the onion inside of the pan. Absolute goodness. I'm gonna just saute these a little bit. All right, it's gonna smell good, so you might want to come up to the screen and smell it. All right, so I'm gonna take the onion, stir-urate them. Just lost an onion to the struggle. Please zoom in so you can see what's going on right here. Look at the onion. I'm just gonna like let it aside, and then I'm gonna get the bulgogi into the pan. Let me zoom out so you get a full scope of what's going on right here. The bulgogi right here, absolute goodness. All right, the onion, I'm gonna go ahead and put these onto the plate. They sauteed just enough for my liking. I'm gonna take the onion and just take these out. Look at that beautiful onion, sauteed golden brown on the outside. And I'm gonna heat up the pan a little bit because I want the pan to be hot-ate. All right, so I have the onion into the pan. Absolute goodness. All right, so I have all the onion back up in there. The pan is getting hot, really hot. Absolute goodness. I'm just gonna take the bulgogi, you see that right there, have it marinated. I'm gonna put just a little bit of oil in the pan that's really hot, and then I'm gonna quickly add the bulgogi so the oil doesn't burn right. All right, so we're gonna take it, oil's hot, and just put that in there. Absolutely good. I'm just gonna take a spatula and separate it. Look at that. Doesn't it smell good? Look at the screen. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Let this fry thing smelling good, smelling great. Absolute goodness. It's just frying. A really good cut of meat right here. Bulgogi meat. Alright, now once it starts frying a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic to there. I don't want the garlic to burn, but I do want it to cook down a little bit. So, just cooking the bulgogi in here. Absolute goodness. I'm going to add a little bit of 100% all-American pepper. Add the pepper here. Whoa, just lost something with the pepper here. Get that out, spoon it out. Absolute goodness. All right. Pepper here in there. All right, this is frying just nicely. It is almost done. I'm going to stir it one more again, just like that. And then I'm going to add the onion back to the mixturation. Absolute goodness. All right. Add the onion back in there. Then I'm going to stir the onion into the meat that's almost done, but I'm just going to let the meat cook a little bit more before I mixturate the onion up into the meat. All right. Absolutely. Look at it. Look at it simmering right there. Look at it. Come up to this is a good time to come up to the screen and smell the screen so you can see and experience what I'm going through right here. Absolutely. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Absolute goodness. Look at it. Look at that meat simmering right there. The onions are sitting on top, waiting to be stirred, ready to get into the mix. Absolute goodness. All right, so I'm just going to stir this slightly. All right, I'm going to stir the onion inside of this. All right, get the onion, get the flavors mixturated. And I'm gonna just let this cook for about another minute or so, because I want to make sure the meat's all fully cooked. All right, zoom out a little bit. See what's going on right here. Absolute goodness. Now what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna put this on a bed of rice. Absolute goodness. I'm gonna go take this, stir it a little bit more, and it should be about done. I'm just going to turn it off and let the heat finish cooking. Oh man, this is smelling good. Golly! Absolute goodness.